Hey everyone, it's John here from Hot Take Hockey to talk about a trade that just happened. The Detroit Red Wings acquire Marc Staal from the Rangers and also get a 2021 second round pick in exchange for future consideration. So this is one of those deals where you're basically taking on cap to acquire a draft pick. You saw it last year, and I'll kind of make this a comparison right now. The Toronto Maple Leafs had 1 year left on the Patty Marleau contract at a $6 million cap hit. They traded him to the Hurricanes, and it cost them a first-round pick for the Hurricanes to take on that $6 million. The difference here is the Red Wings might actually just keep Marc Staal. They obviously have so many holes to fill, and on their defense they lack, and Marc Staal could probably play, it depends on if they sign a guy like Krug or if they go acquire another guy. Like Marc Staal could probably play like a 4 spot or like a bottom pair spot on that defense. At a $5.7 million cap hit, that's obviously a lot for what you're getting from Marc Staal. And at this point of the career, a vet, just a guy that could play that bottom pair minutes. So I think for the Red Wings, Steve Yzerman, you're smart in acquiring a second round pick here. Obviously, you probably were pushing for that first. I would imagine Yzerman was pushing for that Rangers later first because they have that later first. But instead, they get a second round pick here, which is still a great just addition to the rebuild and the stockpiling of picks, and the Rangers create some space now. So we're going to see their decision on Henrik Lundqvist, if that becomes a buyout situation or if they come to the agreement of a trade or what happens there. We don't know. We really don't know. And Brendan Smith is another one to keep an eye on. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but I would imagine they're going to try to move on from Brendan Smith as well. The Rangers feel they are ready to take a big step this upcoming year. Obviously with the addition of Lafreniere coming into the picture, and this team that was not too far out of the playoffs when the season got suspended, and then yes, they did get swept by the Hurricanes, and that I think just gives them insight on how far behind they are. But I think with their futures and what they have coming together, I think trading Marc Staal is an indication that they are trying to contend for a playoff spot this upcoming year, and they are trying to make some noise and have some additions potentially through free agency or trades. So another interesting thing is, could the Red Wings buy out that last year of Marc Staal? I mean, 5.7, just over $3 million in real cash. It would be interesting. I think you're looking at this Red Wings team, I don't think they're close to contention, so I think you might just keep it and just have the dollars, have the cap hit affecting you this year and not beyond. So I think that would be my perspective, but you never know. And a different perspective is, I think Marc Staal, he waived his no movement clause here because I think this is actually a good situation in terms of being close to his family, being close to his brother. Obviously, in terms of getting a cup, no. But I don't think Marc Staal will necessarily be done after this upcoming year. I think we've seen it with different players, whether it was Luke Schenn or Zach Bogosian or those kind of guys. Yes, Marc Staal's older, but Sekera, you're seeing the Stars right now. Like, you've seen it in the past and in recent years. These big veterans that have been a good defenseman in the past sign like the $750,000 or $800 or $850, sign those really small deals at 1 year. Jason Spezza with the Leafs. There's a bunch of examples I could list off and try to get that Stanley Cup. So maybe Marc Staal does that after this year, or again, you never know. Maybe the Red Wings buy out that final year and you could start with a contending team right away, because that was kind of the perspective why Patrick Marleau waived his no movement clause to go to the Hurricanes, because he believed they were going to buy him out if he didn't want to stay. I'm not too sure. I don't have the insider information, but one of two things will happen, and either way, Marc Staal is no longer a New York Ranger. Steve Yzerman, he continues to try to rebuild and construct this Red Wings roster. They are very far from done, and they have a long way to go before we can talk about the playoffs with the Red Wings, but this is a start. Get a second-round pick, potentially draft a player for your future. So it's not this huge trade, but for the sake of the Rangers trying to contend next year, creating that space, and for the Red Wings to continue to stockpile picks. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Please subscribe if you're new. Smash the like button. This was John from Hot Take Hockey. Have a good one. Peace out.